Alright, what's up guys? It is K Central here, and today I am bringing you a very special video. It's one that I've been looking forward to for a very long time. Today we have a collab video. You've been kind of seeing that. I've been kind of getting into more of those. I did the last one with Prodigy, which was really cool, and I'm really excited to do this one because it's a guy that I've known for such a long time, and he's a good friend of mine, and it's just something that I've been looking forward to do for the longest time. And today, we are joined by VoltEditzz, a really good YouTuber. I bet a lot of you guys are subscribed to him already, watch him, and I think you just introduce yourself, man.
Yeah, what's going on, guys? This is VoltEditzz, and today we're going to be sitting down and discussing the possibility of maybe some problems we may see in Kingdom Hearts and why it could possibly suck. I personally don't think it's going to, but just some worries that I know a lot of people may want to discuss and go over, so we're going to hop in and talk about that today, so I hope you guys are excited.
Oh yeah, I'm really excited about this right here because it could happen. I mean, it could happen, but I really don't think so. Yeah, it could. But we've listed out some reasons here why we think it could suck, and we're gonna go over those for you guys and kind of discuss it, why that could happen, and kind of debunk it a little bit because we do have some. I mean, VoltEditzz has some experience with the game because he obviously played it at the premiere event, and he can kind of elaborate on stuff. So the first point we want to go over in this video is high expectations for the game. That's the big one that I think is going to destroy it for a lot of people.
Very high expectations.
Very high expectations because, I mean, it's Kingdom Hearts 3. Yeah. Kingdom Hearts 3, the biggest game in the series so far at this point. It's ending the saga that we've been playing for like the past 15, 16, 17 years at this point. And it's finally coming to an end, and it's going to be a big epic finale, and a lot of people are just really excited about that. And what made it even worse for people is that they announced the game like right when they started development on the game. They said that multiple times, like right when they revealed that trailer is kind of around the time that they actually started making the game.
Yeah, Namor was definitely worried that he revealed it a little too soon.
Yeah, so definitely that's the reason why people have a lot of high expectations for this game. And it's kind of been building up over the years, man, because if you're hyped about a game for so long, like 5.5 years when the game actually comes out, you start to eventually build like a certain game in your mind that you, like an exact game you want it to be. And if you don't get that exact game you want it to be, then I think you'll just be disappointed ultimately. So I think that's what the problem that I think a lot of people are going to have with this game, because they have this game in their mind that they are ready to play and they think they're going to get. But if they don't get exactly what they want and they think it's subpar, then they're just going to be super fucking pissed. You know what I mean?
And I think what kind of contributes to that also is the fact that we have, you know, such a amount of things that are going into the development of this game. I mean, one way to kind of debunk the fact that, you know, there are some high expectations for us, I think that Square Enix has done a really good job at trying to meet those expectations. I think you might agree.
Oh, yeah,
they've definitely shown off. I mean, they've shown off gummy ships. They've shown off tons of different cutscenes. We've seen tons of gameplay and all this stuff among a bunch of Disney worlds that are new to the series. We're even getting Hercules back, which I think is cool. Finally wrapping up that story and getting to see an ending that's somewhat connected to the actual movie. And then looking towards how Square Enix is trying to incorporate things like drive forms and so forth is interesting as well. I mean, yes, we're not getting specific drive forms. We're not getting, you know, Valve form, Wisdom form, and stuff like that. But we're getting a somewhat of an evolution of that, taking the good elements of Keyblade transformations from Birth by Sleep and then connecting that to drive forms. And I think Square's trying to find a bunch of ways to just bring that in. I'm pretty sure that's been stated in an interview by Nomura or Tai Yasui that they have like 100 people alone working on just the gummy ships. So I mean, in terms of trying to meet our expectations, they're definitely doing the best they can because they have probably one of the biggest development teams they've ever had for any Kingdom Hearts game in the series. And one Disney world, or just one world in general in this game, is equivalent to the size and the scale of an entire game.
Oh yeah, definitely. They definitely know that there's high expectations for this game. They're completely aware of that. Remember back in E3, Nomura also stated in an interview that he feels the pressure because we have such an intense fan base for this game, and we have a lot of expectations for this game, and he knows that, and he has a lot of pressure on him. So he is making damn sure that this game is going to be as good as it possibly be.
Yeah, and I think a good way that they're actually kind of focusing on like nailing that in and really like kind of drive that home is that they're focusing on quality over quantity in a sense.
Exactly.
You know, Kingdom Hearts 2, we had over, I think, like 13, 14 worlds in total, 13 Disney
Yeah.
worlds or 12 Disney worlds. They said that we're going to have less than Kingdom Hearts 2, more than Kingdom Hearts 1. So we're right in the middle there, so it's not like we're getting a super low amount, but those worlds are on a much larger scale, as we said before. Like, each one feels like their own game in a sense.
Exactly.
And so, in terms of the game actually, like, trying to meet our expectations, I think they're doing a great job, just in the sense that they are really focusing on quality more than just bringing us as much as possible in the game in quantity.
Yeah, I'm really glad that they're doing that, because if you put too much stuff in the game, it becomes bloated and just too much stuff is going on, and there's this thing called feature crawl, where if you put too much stuff in a game, it just ruins the whole thing. So I think what they're doing with this game is just perfect, and I'm just amazed that they actually got the game to look that good, that they got the worlds to be this big, and I'm definitely having I have high expectations. Yes, of course everyone does. Who doesn't? But I make sure to keep them in check. I make sure to be realistic about things and not get too hyped for something. And what they're showing is definitely getting me excited, but they're keeping enough hidden, I think, to keep me interested, and it's just showing us what's to come, and I think that's really good. So moving on from that point, the second point we want to talk about is the gameplay. Gameplay is a very important part to this game too.
And I think that also plays into the expectations, because I know a lot of people have this idea that if it's not like Kingdom Hearts 2, then it's not good enough. And I don't like that mindset. There's so many people that are out there like, oh, if Kingdom Hearts 3 isn't like Kingdom Hearts 2, it's like it's not good.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Kingdom Hearts 2's gameplay is amazing, but there are some
things you need to work on. We'll go over that.
Yeah, and I kind of wanted you to mainly talk about that, because you were the one who went to the premiere event with all those people, so I think you'd have the most expertise on that. So I'll let you kind of talk about what the problems you kind of found in the demo that you played. So
yeah, of course, and I'd obviously love to hear and let you share your opinions on what you've seen, just based on like your opinion of how it looks now, because there are definitely some differences between what I played and what we've seen in the most recent trailer. So getting into what I played personally, which was pretty much probably the first demo build they ever made. The premiere event that I was a part of was the first ever playable demo for anyone in the entire world. So I was essentially one of the first people that's in the public, and the media even too, to get the chance to play the game, which was an absolutely amazing opportunity. I'm still so grateful for and humbled. But in terms of the gameplay itself, I think Kingdom Hearts 3 is very, very fun. And I don't want people to get it misconstrued with the idea that it's not going to be fun and you're not going to enjoy it and it's not going to be the same feeling that the original Kingdom Hearts games had. When I first played Kingdom Hearts 1, I want to say 4 or 5. I played the game the first year it came out, and then I picked up Kingdom Hearts 2 the same year that Kingdom Hearts 2 came out. And so I remember what it feels like to get those games and get that amazing feeling of, oh my god, I'm on a trip again with Sora, Donald, and Goofy going through the Disney worlds, discovering a new story. And the gummy ships and everything in between, like Synthesis and Keyblades and all this stuff, played a big part in bringing that all together. And that's something that I feel we haven't seen in a while, since obviously Kingdom Hearts 2, which is why people crave Kingdom Hearts 3 so much, even though we've had almost 10 games in between the span of Kingdom Hearts 2 up until now, where 3 is releasing. And so with Kingdom Hearts 3, when I played it, it gave me that exact same nostalgic feeling that I got from playing the original games that I had been craving for so long. And playing the demo, which I only had an hour and 15 minutes to do so, or an hour and a half, I got to play the Olympus demo for about 15 minutes. After completing it took about 15 minutes, and then I played Toy Story for about an hour and 15 minutes, which I was able to complete all the way until the doll fight, which you guys recently saw at TGS. And the game gives you that same nostalgic feeling that you've gotten from previous games, and it's just amazing. Like playing it 30 minutes in, I was like, I don't want to put this down. And knowing that it was going to come to an end within 45 minutes following after was really sad, because it really was like reliving my childhood almost, in a sense. Because obviously when I first played Kingdom Hearts 1, I was 5 years old, and now I'm 20. So there's obviously a big gap, and that's for most people. I know some people that started playing the game when they were 16, and now they're in their 30s. So there's a big gap, and I think Kingdom Hearts 3 does a great job at bridging the gap between 1 and 2 and itself. It definitely brings back that same nostalgic feeling you have. And in terms of gameplay, it doesn't have to be just like Kingdom Hearts 2. It doesn't feel like Kingdom Hearts 2. There are some things that remind me of it, because you're, as I said, going through Disney World, Sora, Donald, and Goofy. But there's definitely also some things that are completely new. And that things that they build on and even like kind of evolved in a sense. I definitely think that they have changed and added some things that maybe people won't be fans of, but everything is an evolution in this game, obviously, and this is the next installment in the series, so you should expect everything to be an evolution. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of what they did to Donald's duck flare. They kind of just ruined it. Just like randomly, like Donald's duck flare looks cool, but you have no control of when it happens. Like literally no control. I was just strolling through Olympus, fighting Heartless on my way to the Rock Titan, and all of a sudden it just like popped up duck flare, and I clicked it, and it was just like a little cinematic thing where like you don't even have control. It's just a cinematic thing where Donald shoots out firecrackers and it hits enemies with the duck flare, and then that's it, and then it just ends. So it's like you don't have any control of it. So they kind of changed things. They did stuff like that. Additionally, they have changed the way that Sora moves. Sora definitely doesn't feel the same he did in Kingdom Hearts 2. He definitely feels fast. I think the speed is a good evolution between 2 to 3. If we all know, look back at Kingdom Hearts 1 felt very slow. You go to Kingdom Hearts 2 and you feel a huge upgrade. I mean, just go back now. Go to your PlayStation, PlayStation 2, 3, 4, whatever. Play Kingdom Hearts 1 for about 30 minutes, then go to Kingdom Hearts 2, and you feel a huge difference. I think,
oh my God.
Yeah, they did a great job at making an evolution from one game to the other. 2 feels great. Playing 3, you feel the same thing because everything's on a huger scale, and even though things are on a much larger scale, Sora still has much more mobility and he feels faster. And we haven't even seen them incorporate things like glide into the game yet, so I definitely think that will be interesting. Where I do think they've struggled with Kingdom Hearts 3, in my personal opinion, is the floatiness. I know a lot of people don't like floatiness, and I know a lot of people don't really care for the floatiness, but let me just give you my personal opinion on it and why I think it can hinder gameplay. So if you look towards Kingdom Hearts 3's gameplay, even the most recent gameplay footage we've seen from the Frozen gameplay, as well as other stuff like the Toy Story gameplay we've seen most recently in the doll fight that they revealed at TGS, all this coming from TGS, whenever Sora does attacks in the air specifically, Sora does not fall. When he's swinging, he's just staying right in place. In fact, sometimes he moves up. There is no gravity that looks like making Sora fall while he swings. Nothing. The only time Sora falls is when he's done swinging. So Sora just continues to stay where he is or even go up until he finishes swinging, which I think looks kind of awkward. It's like Sora swinging in the air, just constantly staying in place, swinging, and then the minute he finishes swinging, he then decides to start falling. I think they need to incorporate it so that maybe he doesn't fall as fast as Kingdom Hearts 2 because they don't want to make it like that, because maybe it is important for Sora to be in the air a little bit for certain boss battles and enemies. He doesn't fall so quickly. So I just think they should incorporate some bit of gravity so it looks like Sora at least is falling down a little slowly without just like having to swing, and then when he's done swinging he finally falls. This was definitely something that hindered the gameplay of 0.2 for me. I personally in 0.2 didn't find a lot of replay value in 0.2. I know a lot of people love to play 0.2 over and over and over again and enjoy it. I guess for me, I don't know, I kind of got bored of it after playing for 5 times. And that could just simply be because it's such a dark, gloomy environment in the Realm of Darkness, and Destiny Islands is the only part I really enjoy.
Yeah.
But in terms of gameplay, I think they're doing a great job. It's a great evolution. They have a lot of stuff that makes it interesting. Even if the base combat is not amazing, you know, if it's good, that's what I'm happy about. They did say that they'd be improving things as they go along. They told us at the premiere event they would watch our videos for feedback, so they're definitely taking some of our feedback. I've definitely seen from what I played and some of the stuff we've seen in the new trailers and expos and stuff, they have improved some stuff. They've improved it very slightly. Have they fixed it totally? No. Have they improved it slightly? Yes. Also, when it comes to gameplay, the things like the camera is like, they just try to make things they try to make things way too cinematic, and so the camera is just like wonky sometimes. Looking towards the Olympus battle against the Rock Titan, like all of a sudden Sora will do some type of transformation, and the camera's like in Sora's like eyeball, and I'm like, dude, I'm way too close to the camera, like back it up a little bit. So but Nomura has said in an interview that they'll be working on things like the camera until like a week before the release. Even like minutes before the release, honestly, is what he said. Yeah. I expect 100% for them to have a day 1 patch, just because they said they're running out of room for the game, so they're probably going to need to have you download stuff. And additionally, if they have any gameplay fixes they want to change. The last thing in terms of gameplay that I can't fully touch on that kind of may be a problem is that the situation commands that pop up. So situation commands pop up a lot, and this may be contributed specifically to the fact that they told us at the premiere event and at the demos that they make it easier for you to get situation commands to pop up because they want you to be able to try stuff. So in the game's initial release, when it actually comes out, the situation commands hopefully will not be popping up as much like they said, and it won't be as easy to get them, because I'd be just walking around in the toy store world, I'd fight one Heartless, and all of a sudden I have the teacups, I have the 2-shoot blaster, or whatever. I got like 50 million different things popping up, and I'm like, okay, which one do I choose, you know, among with like magic situation commands that pop up and all the specialty finishes and stuff like that. Tons of things popped up, and I think that's probably contributed mainly to the fact that they said that they made it so that it was easier to get them. Hopefully that's changed a little bit, but from what you see, KH Central, what do you think honestly they've done to the gameplay that looks different? And do you think personally from what you're seeing that you see improvements, or something that maybe throws you in the wrong direction? Or
from what I've seen, I watched a lot of the demo from the premiere event. I watched y'all's videos and how y'all played it. And I definitely noticed the problems, like you said, like Sora is like staying in the air until he finishes his stuff, which does seem annoying, and a lot of stuff does pop up. So I definitely see the problems that you're talking about in there. I didn't play it, so I guess I can't really fully say, but I do notice them. But from noticing from the other trailers, I do see that they are kind of fixing some stuff, like the situation commands, like you said. I do see kind of less of them on the side, because at the premiere event, I noticed that there were like 2 or 3 of them at one time, and you like that's crazy. But it definitely seems like they fixed that in the recent demos, and some of the other like you said, the floatiness of Sora. It does seem like they kind of fixed that a little bit, but it just other little problems that I noticed, like for example, like that rocket minigame, the rocket situation command. I always thought that looked kind of stiff and like kind of hard to control.
The duck flare or the rocket ruckus?
The rocket ruckus.
Yeah, my opinion on rocket ruckus is it's not stiff. It's actually pretty easy to control. But I won't lie, like some of the situation commands, after you do them like 1 or 2 or 3 times, you're just like, all right, I've had enough of this one. You know, because especially in the demos, because they pop up so much. But definitely, I mean, it was actually, you had free flying control of it. And now that I think about it, I always questioned if in the Big Hero 6 world that you'd be able to freely fly around on Baymax. Looking towards Rocket Ruckus, now I'm actually just coming up with this now in my head. The fact that I was able to freely fly around with Rocket Ruckus, I have no doubt that we'll be able to freely fly around on Baymax throughout the city. I mean, they have cars that are moving on the streets in the city. I don't see why we can't fly around on Baymax.
Okay, well, that's reassuring to know. So, yeah, I know I see a lot of people in the comments sometimes saying like, oh, someone said, oh, blah, 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 the gameplay sucks. They said one thing about the game that was bad, so everything must be bad. It's not like Kingdom Hearts 2, blah, blah, blah.
No, there's good stuff in the gameplay for sure.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
And they're definitely trying to find ways to make the game better. I mean, they literally, like, if you don't want to use your like situation commands, like you can get Rocket Ruckus and you can just go right to the finisher. I don't know if you're able to do that in the actual game when it comes out, or if they just made that specific for the demo. But if you don't want to watch the opening like cinematic for it, you can click a button to skip it, and you can just go right into do Rocket Ruckus. If you want to use the finisher, you can use the finisher, or you can just cancel out the transformation and in total. You don't have to go through with doing the transformation. So they're definitely doing things to make it so that if you don't like something, you don't have to use it. If you do want to use something, you can. If you just want to use the finisher off the bat, go ahead, feel free.
Yeah, so they're really customized the gameplay to play it how you kind of want it to be. So
a lot more options than previous games, for sure.
Yeah, I really like that. So don't worry, gameplay is going to be fine. Like he said, he says he feels like it's a step,
it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, like that feeling he made from Kingdom Hearts 1 to Kingdom Hearts 2. Yeah. So definitely...
It's an evolution of Kingdom Hearts 2. Please don't expect Kingdom Hearts 3 to be Kingdom Hearts 2. If you have that expectation, you're going to ruin the game for yourself.
Yeah.
Understand that this is an evolution of Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah, so, and that's definitely a good thing, you know what I mean? Because Kingdom Hearts 2's gameplay, amazing, and an evolution for that, dude, fucking awesome. So don't worry, gameplay, gonna be fine. It's all gonna be good, and you can play it however you want to play it, like he said, so... You have customization options. If you don't like something, you don't have to do it. So, kind of moving on from that, we kind of spent a lot of time on there. You went off on that.
Yeah, for sure. Man. Trying to get as much detail as possible.
Yeah. So the last thing we want to talk about is the disappointing ending. So we're not saying the game's disappointing ending like right now. That's not what we're saying at all.
What would be a disappointing ending for you?
For me, I feel like if they kill off too many people just for the sake of killing off people. They go with like a cliche ending or something like that, where everyone has all stuff good, everything's good in the end, you know what I mean? I don't want this thing to be fully good.
Yeah.
I want
I don't
some
want it
stuff
to be cliche.
cheap.
I definitely, I think it'd be weird if they were just like, okay, you have a regular final battle with everybody, and then somebody dies, somebody lives, and then it's like, okay, Sora and Kairi kiss at the end. Ta-da, we're done.
Yeah, blah, blah, blah. And also at the premiere event, I remember Nomura said this. You probably remember this, that this game is going to be dark.
Yeah.
So there's going to be
sure.
There's going to be a lot of dark things happening in this game, and that's probably going to be relating to the ending.
Yeah.
As well. So I don't see the reason why they would do a super cliche, oh, happy, everyone's happy, freaking every fan's dream is made or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I think Riku's
I don't
gonna die.
Yeah, I think
I don't want it
that
to,
would be
I think it will.
Yeah, I don't want him to die. But yeah,
Stuff
I think
like
that'd be
that.
cool. Yeah, I think that'd be a cool thing for. Yeah, he's growing to be more of my favorite character.
Yeah, he actually, like, within this like between when Kingdom Hearts 3 was announced all the way up until now, like, without even having many games, we've had what, between Kingdom Hearts 3's announcement and now, we've had 0.2 and the remixes. That's it. Or
Yeah.
we've had 2.8 and then the remixes, 1.5 and 2.5. Between that time span, he's just grown into my favorite character.
Yeah, because of just his struggles. You know, he has a lot of stuff going on with him. A lot of bad things have happened in his life, and he's just broken down, beaten. He doesn't know.
I should have brought that up. That's for another video.
Yeah, for another video, another time. So I just think if they killed him off, I think it would be really sad, but I think it would be fitting.
Yeah.
Because that's just kind of his character. A lot of bad things happen to him, but I think it would just be good because his life was just so shitty.
It would take Sora to a place that would really. He would be the driving force for Sora throughout the rest of the games.
Oh yeah,
and
definitely.
maybe in terms of a disappointing ending, I feel like the only way this game would disappoint me in an ending is if, like, so many people die, as you said before, for no type reason, and I think there should be a happy ending, for sure. There needs to be a happy ending. This needs to be a conclusion to the Xehanort Saga. Yes.
Yeah.
There should be some tragedy in there. There should be someone dies on the way to that happy ending. But I still think in the end, there should be a happy ending. It's not like Thanos is going to snap his finger at the end of the regular Infinity Wars and you're going to be like, what the hell's happening? No. We need some type of closure. We need closure. Xehanort Saga is coming to an end. This has been confirmed. So as long as they line all the pieces up and they give us some closure to this Xehanort Saga and clear up everyone's storyline up so far into this game, that's what will give me an ending that's satisfying. The only way it would be disappointing is if they leave us with a cliffhanger again, which I think would be the dumbest thing ever, because they've literally said that Xehanort Saga and all the character stories will come to a conclusion, not to a close and an ending, but to somewhat of a conclusion as to helping us understand what the whole point of all this was.
I don't think they'll do the super happy ending, like I said before. I think there will be some tragedy.
Yes,
in there.
For sure.
Yeah, definitely. So I think the ending will be fine. There is going to be, they confirmed that there is a Kingdom Hearts 4 or whatever they're going to call it coming out after this, and Sora's going to be the protagonist. So maybe they'll try to set up something for that. Maybe they'll save that for the critical ending. I don't know. But definitely there's going to be a lot of closure in this game. If they leave things up in the air, I think that's just be a mistake on them. They said that they have conclusions for pretty much all the characters, so I think that this ending's going to be very satisfying. And I mentioned that the game would suck because of the disappointing ending, because I think the backlash on that thing would be unfreaking believable.
Yeah.
If the ending is not absolutely 100% perfect, because relating to the first topic, people have high expectations. They kind of have an expectation of what this game is going to end like.
In terms of, like, my opinion on a perfect ending, I don't know if you're familiar with Harry Potter, or some people you guys here obviously are watching are probably familiar with Harry Potter. I feel like the ending of Harry Potter was a very satisfying ending for me because
definitely.
You got a perfect understanding of each character, and the main villain was brought down. And there was some tragedy in between. You know, we thought Harry was dead, and then all of a sudden he's back, and then things, you know, stuff like that. So I think that for me was something that actually made me feel very satisfying. Even though at the end I was like, no, it's over, I still had a satisfying conclusion, and I think that's what they need to be able to somewhat do.
Until they ruined it with the cursed shop, but whatever. Yeah. But yeah, that is definitely a good example of a really good ending. It's not going to be super dark, like everyone dies and it's all the shit and all that other stuff. No, there's going to be satisfying stuff. It's going to end in a way that I think everyone's going to really like. So I trust Nomura on this one. I trust him very much. He knows, like we said before, he knows there's high expectations for this game, and he does have a certain ending for this game, and I think he's going to execute it very well. I have big faith in Nomura for this.
Yeah, especially since he said that He said that the end of the game was something he's been wanting to do forever since the back of Final Fantasy days, and I'm thinking that that's got to do something with gameplay. So the gameplay near the end of the game is going to be something that's going to be to remember, I think, for sure.
Yeah, and he also said like one of the last world. I think that's what he said.
His
the
favorite,
last world.
yeah,
this favorite world, which I think that's Kingdom Hearts, but that's another video altogether. But yeah, I trust Nomura, and he's gonna be great. Don't worry. But yeah, that's all I want to talk about with you guys in this video. I want to thank VoltEditzz so much for joining me on this video because he brought a lot of insight onto the gameplay and other things like that. So thank you so much for joining this video. Thank you so much for adding so much insight to this because, dang, I didn't expect this video to be that detailed. So yeah, we did a video on his channel, so make sure to go check that out as well. We're going to be talking about whether they're showing too much of the game in that video, which is a very interesting topic. Spoilers! So yeah, make sure to go check that video out. Also, make sure to subscribe to him if you haven't. You probably have because he's bigger than me, but whatever. Make sure to write down in the comments below what you think about this topic. What do you think the game would be disappointing for you as, and what do you think about the topics we talked about here? What's your opinion on that? So tell me down in the comments below your opinion on that. Also, make sure to subscribe and like this video. That'd be really awesome if you did. This has been KH Central and VoltEditzz, and we'll see you guys in the other video. All right, bye.
Peace out, you guys.